Imagine building your dream backyard oasis, a pool and cabana, maybe a bar and lounge, only to be told you gotta tear it all down. That's exactly what's happening to one Hamilton homeowner right now. And while it might seem extreme and is drawing arguments from both sides, it's not that uncommon. In this video, we're breaking down the wild story, what went wrong, and how you can avoid a six-figure mistake when renovating your home. Whether you're upgrading for your family or hoping to boost resale value. My name is Morgan Little. I'm a realtor here in Hamilton, and I see cases like this, maybe not as extreme, but things like this happen all the time. If I can ever be of help in your journey, feel free to book a call below, and I'm happy to have a chat. Now, let's get into it. During the pandemic, this Hamilton homeowner, like many others, decided to invest into his property. He built a massive poolside structure that cost about $400,000, including a cabana and lounge area. But there was just one problem. Well, two really. It was COVID. Remember that? City Hall was closed, so he couldn't get a survey or permits. But he decided to go through with it anyways. I guess he was hoping to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. The other issue, oh yeah, he didn't own the land. The city does. His argument is that he's been maintaining the strip of land abutting the forested Red Hill Valley since 2014. The city does not agree, unfortunately, that this is a sufficient reason to essentially claim squatters' rights over the piece of land that he doesn't own, even though he's since offered to pay $150,000 to the city for it, stating that the land is not sensitive parkland or usable by the public. The illegal structure that the city is calling a three-season structure, or by one ward as a fancy garage, has now garnered $5,600 in fees of building code violations to the owner. The city says they're worried that if they do allow him to keep it, it will set a dangerous precedent that other homeowners will think that they can just build without permits as well and hope for the best. I did a TikTok video on this and had passionate arguments on both sides, but I'm curious to hear your comments. Let me know below. Should he be able to keep it or should he have to tear it down? Now, this is an extreme version, I get it, but you might be thinking to yourself, do I really need a permit to build my little deck or my shed? Well, the answer is probably yes, and here are a few reasons why. Permits ensure your renovation is safe and up to code, and it protects you in case something goes wrong. And most importantly, it protects your home's value. If you are trying to sell a home with unpermitted work, it can make it more complicated. That being said, there are a ton of houses on the market with quote-unquote illegal basements, as the city doesn't really pursue these things, especially if they don't know about it. But with the housing shortage, these things often go uncontested. The second lesson I want to convey is choosing the right contractor. This is unrelated to the initial story, but can be one of the biggest things that will ruin your reno. There are a ton of fly-by-night contractors who might say, don't worry, you don't need a permit, but trust me, that's a red flag. Always work with a licensed professional who knows about the permitting process, understands local bylaws and zoning rules, and has a solid track record and reviews of doing things right. If your contractor tries to cut corners, you might be the one paying years later. I've gone through this myself on one of my first investment properties. I hired the first contractor that came by and gave me a good price. He didn't mention permits, and once the city did come by to take a look at what we were doing, we realized it was going to cost a lot more money and take a lot more time than if we had just done it right the first time. Lesson learned, don't make the same mistake, capiche? The third piece of advice I'm going to offer here is don't over-renovate. Yes, you can over-renovate. Not every dollar you spend will translate into value when it's time to resell. A $400,000 backyard oasis might sound nice, but if your neighborhood average is $700,000, that's going to throw off the resale price. Think of renovations as an investment. Maximize usability and value without going overboard. Kitchen remodels, bathroom upgrades, energy efficient enhancements, and landscaping improvements can all add value to a home. Focusing on high traffic areas and curb appeal will yield the most value when it's time to resell. And if you're not looking to break the bank, a coat of paint goes a long way, trust me. So what can we learn from this guy's $400,000 mistake? First of all, make sure you own the land. Get your permits. Choose the right contractor and renovate strategically. If you're thinking about upgrading your home, whether it's a new deck or finishing your basement and you're not sure where to start, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to connect you with reliable and licensed contractors to do the job. Again, let me know your thoughts below. I can't wait to read them all, and I'll see you on the next one.